First I will draw the circuit. Resistor and inductor, these two are connected in series, R, L. We are going to analyze the steady state analysis of this series RL circuit, and we are going to draw the phasor diagrams, voltage triangle and power triangle. We are giving alternating voltage to this circuit. Here V is equal to Vm sin omega t. Current will circulate, let it be I. So whenever the current is flowing through this circuit, some voltage will be dropped across this element, let it be VR, and some voltage will be dropped across this inductor, let it be VL. So VR is nothing but voltage drop across resistor. And VL is nothing but voltage drop across inductor. Generally voltage formula V is equal to I into R. This is the AC circuit, right? Alternating voltage we are giving. So in place of resistance, what we have to take? Impedance. In AC circuits we call it as impedance, not resistance. So V is equal to I into Z. So for resistor, what is the impedance for the resistor? I already told you the impedance for the resistor is R only. So therefore I into Z. I is the current passing through this resistor and impedance is R. And for inductor, voltage drop across inductor, VL. Again I am taking the same I into Z. V is equal to I into Z. I. And what is the impedance for this inductor? JXL. This is the impedance for inductor. So what is the total impedance of the circuit? We have to add the two impedances. Two elements are there. So we will get two impedances. One is resistor and one is inductor. For resistor, impedance is R plus impedance for the inductor is JXL. So JXL. R plus JXL is the total impedance of the circuit. So generally we know the formula for impedance. Impedance is equal to voltage by current. From this, voltage is equal to I into Z. In place of Z, I will substitute this value, impedance value. I is the total current in the circuit. V is the total voltage in the circuit. Now the total impedance is R plus JXL. Now it is V is equal to I into R plus JIXL. I into R is nothing but what? Voltage drop across resistor. So IR is, I am replacing with VR. I into XL. I into JXL is nothing but what? VL. So VR plus VL. Total voltage. This we can also see from the KVL, Kirchhoff's voltage law. But we derived with this impedance formula. Total applied voltage to the circuit is equal to sum of the voltage drops in the circuit. From KVL also we can define this. Now let's draw the phasor diagram for this circuit. Whenever you are drawing the phasor diagrams for the series circuits, this is series RL circuit, take current phasor as reference phasor instead of the voltage phasor. Why? Because the current passing through all the elements is same. So that's why we have to take the current phasor as a reference phasor. Suppose it is a parallel circuit, then take voltage phasor as a reference phasor. If it is only one element in the circuit, then you can either take voltage as a reference phasor or current as a reference phasor. That's up to you. But in case of series circuits, take current phasor as a reference phasor for drawing the phasor diagrams. So in series circuit, take current as reference phasor. Now let's draw the phasor diagram for this circuit. Is my voice clear? So to draw the phasor diagram, what we are taking current phasor as reference phasor. So draw the current phasor first. This is I. Now what are the quantities, alternating quantities are there in the given circuit? We have a current. That current is flowing through a resistor as well as inductor. And we have voltage drops, that is VR and VL. Voltage is there, but the total voltage is divided into these two drops, VR and VL. So you have to indicate all these four phasors in your phasor diagram. Altogether, it is called a phasor diagram if you represent all the phasors. So current phasor is over. Next, you have to indicate VR phasor, VL phasor, then V phasor. This V is the phasor sum of these two. Here, just like your vector sum. Not the magnitude addition. In addition to the magnitude, we have to take the direction also. Phasor addition means phasor consists of both magnitude and direction, just like a vector. So current phasor is over. Now we have to draw VR phasor. VR is nothing but voltage drop across the resistor. So with respect to the current phasor, the voltage across the resistor, is it in phase with the current phasor or lagging or leading? In resistor, current and voltage are in phase or lagging or leading? You forgot it. If you take a resistor and you are applying voltage across it, current flowing it, then the voltage and current both are in phase. In resistor, both current and voltage are in phase with each other. There will not be any phase angle difference. And if it is an inductor, this is the voltage across the inductor and this is current passing through the inductor. If you take voltage as a reference phasor, your current lags the voltage. So that means you have to draw behind to this voltage phasor. Voltage phasor ki behind undali, lagging ante. So current is lagging in case of inductor. Current lagging means voltage is leading. ఇక్కడ కరెంట్ ఫేజర్ రిఫరెన్స్ ఉంది. ఇప్పుడు వోల్టేజ్ ఫేజర్ ఎక్కడ డ్రా చేయాలి నేను? ఇన్ కేస్ ఆఫ్ రెసిస్టర్, VR phasor. This is the voltage across the resistor. I have the current phasor. Now where I have to draw this VR phasor? On the same line. Yes. This is VR phasor. Why? Because in resistor, voltage and current both are in phase with each other. Now VR is over. Next VL. V is the sum of these two, VR and VL. And where I have to draw the VL phasor? VL is the voltage across the inductor. So in inductor, with respect to the current, voltage is leading or lagging? Leading. Leading by an angle of? Phase angle difference is 90 degrees. Current lags the voltage by an angle of 90 degrees, or voltage leads the current by an angle of 90. In any way you can tell that statement. That is with reference to current phasor or with reference to the voltage phasor. That differs the statement. So between the current phasor and voltage phasor, the phase angle difference is 90 and voltage is leading. It is ahead of this reference phasor. Current phasor is the reference and voltage is leading, means ahead of this reference phasor. Now the phasor sum of VL and VR will give you the what? Voltage, total voltage. So to get the phasor sum, parallel to this VR, draw a line from here, and parallel to this VL phasor, draw a line from here, just like your vector addition. Now this will give you the resultant voltage V. Here V is VR plus VL. Now your phasor diagram is over. All the quantities are indicated here. Current phasor is there, VR phasor, VL phasor, and total applied voltage V phasor. Is it clear, phasor diagram? Now from the phasor diagram, I will draw the voltage triangle. See, this is just like a triangle. Descent side is VR, opposite side is this VL, and hypotenuse is total V. This is 90 degrees. See, this total is 90 degrees. Then what is the angle here between this current and the total voltage? This is the current passing through the series RL circuit, and this is the voltage applied to the series circuit. Let us assume an angle of phi. So if it is a pure inductor, current passing through pure inductor, we can say that current lags the voltage by an angle of 90. But this is the combination of the resistor and inductor circuit, series RL circuit. So in this case, your current is leading with respect to the voltage or lagging with respect to the voltage by an angle of phi from this phasor diagram. Observe the phasor diagram and tell me. You have the current in this circuit and voltage. So this current is leading with respect to this voltage or lagging with respect to this voltage. Look at the phasor diagram and tell me. With respect to voltage, I am asking. With respect to voltage means reference phasor is the voltage phasor. So this voltage phasor is a reference phasor. Now where the current phasor? Behind or ahead of this? Behind. Then what is current? Lagging or leading? Behind the reference means lagging. Ahead of the reference means leading. And always you have to assume all the phasors are rotating in anti-clockwise direction. So in the anti-clockwise direction you are seeing voltage phasor is ahead of this current phasor, or current phasor is behind this voltage phasor. So if current phasor is behind the voltage phasor means current is lagging. The current lags V, this is total voltage, by an angle of phi. Phasor diagram నుంచే నేను చెప్తున్నాను. Voltage phasor ki below undi, behind undi current phasor. So that's why this current is lagging with respect to this applied voltage. And the angle we are assuming, we don't know how much angle it is. So that's why we are assuming it an angle of phi. So current lags V by an angle of phi in case of series RL circuit. Now this is the voltage triangle, and this angle is phi. So in this, VR is nothing but I into R, VL is nothing but I into XL. The J we indicated here, these two are perpendicular. The J operator is used to indicate that two quantities are perpendicular with each other. This current equation can be write I is equal to Im sine omega t minus phi. Is it correct current equation for the above circuit? This minus sign indicates that current is lagging, and this phi is indicating that it is lagging by an angle of 5 degrees. Current lags V by an angle of phi. So that's why angle is phi, and minus sign indicates lagging nature. So from this diagram, can we write phi value? Tan phi is equal to VL by VR. VL is what? IXL by VR I into R. I and I get cancelled, then tan phi is equal to XL by R. Then what about phi? Phi is equal to tan inverse XL by R. So now voltage triangle and phasor diagrams are over. Now let us see the power and power triangle. How much amount of power the circuit will consume? What is the average value of the power consumed by this circuit? So let's derive the equation for that. So in a series RL circuit, current expression is I is equal to Im sine omega t minus phi. This is the current expression. And what is the voltage expression? V is equal to Vm sine omega t. This is for series RL circuit. For this circuit only we are going to find out the average power consumed. Now find out the instantaneous power first. P is equal to, it is a product of voltage and current. Voltage value is Vm sine omega t, expression for the voltage, and current expression Im sine omega t minus phi. So it is Vm Im sine omega t into sine omega t minus phi. Now I will divide and multiply with 2. These two will get cancelled, the same equation only. So that's why I am dividing and multiplying. 2 sin A sin B. What is the formula for 2 sin A sin B? Two sin A sin B. What's the formula? So 2 sin A sin B is equal to cos of I will substitute this one. P is equal to Vm Im by 2. In place of 2 sin A sin B, I am substituting this equation. Cos A minus B. Omega t minus omega t plus phi minus cos A plus B. Omega t plus omega t minus phi. Here these two will get cancelled. And Vm Im by 2 cos phi minus cos 2 omega t plus phi. So this is the instantaneous power. Now I want to find out the average power consumed for the given series RL circuit. So whenever you are finding average value, we have to find for half cycle only. If you find it for full cycle, the average value will become 0. See here, 2 omega t is there. 2 omega t means in a sinusoidal or cosine function, this is 0, this is pi, and this is 2 pi. 2 omega t means that is a full cycle. If you find average value for a full cycle, what is the value? Average value? 0. Why? Because one positive half cycle is there and similarly one negative half cycle. Those two are symmetrical. So then those two will get cancelled with each other. So average value will become 0. So here cos 2 omega t means this is for full cycle. The average value for full cycle is 0. The second term, this is the first term cos phi and this is cos 2 omega t plus phi. Whose average value over a complete cycle is 0. Therefore, average power consumed is equal to Vm Im by 2 cos phi. This complete term will become 0. So the only remaining thing is Vm Im by 2 cos phi. So this we can write it as a Vm by root 2. This 2 I am writing it as root 2 into root 2. Vm by root 2 into Im by root 2 cos phi. What is this maximum value by root 2? Maximum value by root 2 is the formula for what? RMS value. So P average is equal to Vm by root 2. So it is Vrms Im by root 2. This is Irms into cos phi. So Vi cos phi is the average power consumed. The equation for the average power consumed for the given series RL circuit is this. Vi cos phi is the average power. Now let's draw the power triangle for this. So in the series RL circuit, we have the voltage equation. That is total voltage V is equal to VR plus VL. Right? Now what I am doing, I want the power triangle. These are all voltages. Power means voltage into current. So on both sides of these equation, I will multiply with the current. Multiply voltage equation by current. Then we get the expression for the total power input. I'm multiplying on both sides. V into I is equal to VR into I plus VL into I. For the total equation, we have to multiply with current. Then if you split it, VR into I plus VL into I. Just draw the voltage triangle here. This is phi. Hypotenuse is V. And this is VL. This is VR. From this voltage triangle, can we write the equation for VR? VR and VL. So if you write cos phi is equal to VR by V. So from this, VR is equal to V cos phi. And if you write it for sin phi, for this triangle, sin phi is equal to opposite side by hypotenuse, VL by V. Therefore, VL is equal to V sin phi. Now we have the equations for VR and VL. So substitute these two in the equation, total power equation. VI is equal to, this is from voltage triangle we got. In place of VR, substitute V cos phi into I plus in place of VL, V sin phi into I. So VI is equal to VI cos phi plus VI sin phi. Now we can draw the power triangle. The power triangle is also the right angle triangle. Any alternating quantity, we can divide that into two components. See here, this is the total power, alternating power. This power is divided into two components. One is the x component and one is the y component. So x component is VI cos phi and y component is VI sin phi. This is the total power, VI. So in the power triangle, we have three powers here. Vi cos phi is the power, Vi sin phi is also the power, and Vi is also the power. In voltage triangle, all the sides of the triangle are voltages only. In the same way, in the power triangle, all the sides of the triangle consists of power only. So the three sides of the triangle are Vi, Vi cos phi and Vi sin phi. Vi, this is apparent power. It is called apparent power. Next one, Vi cos phi. This is called true power. And Vi sin phi. This is called reactive power. And these you can indicate with letters. Vi is S and this is P and this is Q. S is the apparent power Vi and P is the true power and Q is the reactive power. So from this we can define the apparent power. Apparent power is nothing but it is a product of voltage and current, and those voltage and currents are RMS values, and it is denoted by a letter S. So the same way true power is denoted with letter P, and it is the product of voltage and current and cosine of the angle between the voltage and current. Here phi is a phase angle difference between voltage and current. In the first phasor diagram we define that one, phi. Phi is the phase angle difference between voltage and current. So it is a product of voltage, current and cosine of the angle between voltage and current. So in the same way, reactive power. So reactive power is nothing but it is a product of voltage and current and sine of the angle between voltage and current. So what are these three powers? We are getting supply from the mains, right? We have only one power. And where are these three powers? Apparent power, true power and reactive power. I will give you one example. I have a mug and I just filled with a Sprite or Coke in the mud. So whenever I am pouring this Coke or Sprite into the mud, what will happen? Some foam will be formed on top of this, right? Apart from the drink, some foam will be formed. We can analogous this one to our power. We can relate this. See here, what is the useful one? The Coke we can drink. What about the foam? This is not useful. But the complete Coke consists of these two parts. One is the drink and another part is foam. This foam is nothing but a loss. We don't require that one. That is not the useful one. But this Coke, this we can drink. This is the useful one. So total Coke consists of some part is a drink and some part is a foam. In the same way, your power also, total power is Vi. In this Vi, some power only be used for the doing useful work. See, our fan is rotating. Whenever you switch on the fan is rotating. So what is the power used to rotate that fan? That is called true power. And what about the reactive power? The reactive power is a loss. If you touch the fan, you can sense the heat. And that heat is produced due to the reactive power. If 5 kilowatts power is there, in that 3 kilowatts is used for doing the useful work and 2 kilowatts is wasted in the form of loss. So that's why our power is divided into the two components. One is a true power and another one is a reactive power. True power will do the actual work and reactive power is nothing but a loss. Do you got it? I am not writing the definitions here. Vi is nothing but it is a product of voltage and current, and these voltage and currents are RMS values, and units for this is volt amperes. Voltage units volts, current units amperes. So the total units for this apparent power is volt amperes or kVA, kilovolt amperes. These are the units for apparent power. You can write your definition. It is a product of voltage and current, and the voltage and current are RMS values. Next, for true power. True power or real power, we can also call it as. It is indicated with P, letter P, and it means the useful power from the source to the load. Why? Because it is only doing the work, useful work. That's why it is called true or real power. So you can define the product of voltage, current and cosine of the angle between voltage and current. And the units for this is, it is measured in terms of watts or kilowatts. మీరు ఎప్పుడైనా ఎలక్ట్రిసిటీ బిల్ చూస్తే కిలోవాట్ అవర్స్లో ఉంటుంది. అంటే మనం కన్జ్యూమ్ చేసిన ఎనర్జీ బిల్ 1 కిలోవాట్ అవర్ వచ్చేసి 1 యూనిట్. ఒక అవర్కి ఎన్ని కిలోవాట్స్ మనం కన్జ్యూమ్ చేస్తున్నాం. దట్ కిలోవాట్స్ ఇస్ నథింగ్ బట్ ట్రూ పవర్. ఫర్ ద ట్రూ పవర్ ఓన్లీ వి ఆర్ పేయింగ్. whatever the true power we are consuming, for that only we are paying. మరి లాస్ కి ఎవరు పే చేస్తారు? Anyway, some amount of power is lost, right? So the electricity utility, that means whatever the electricity companies are there, they are serving this power, and in that reactive power also we are consuming. Then what about that reactive power? We are not paying to that. అదంతా మనకు వద్దు ఇప్పుడు. We are deviating from the subject. In the next semesters you can know about all this. Here remember this true power is measured in terms of watts or kilowatts. And reactive power. Reactive power is measured in terms of watts, volt ampere reactive, or kVAR, kilo volt ampere reactive, and it is indicated with a letter Q. Reactive power measured in terms of var. Var is nothing but volt ampere reactive. Let's see one more important concept, power factor. So whenever the series RL circuit is given, you have to write up to this power triangle. Everything you have to write. Average power of the series RL circuit, and voltage triangle, phasor diagram, and this one. This is the long answer question, and it is very, very important. Now let us see power factor. Power factor is also a very important concept for electrical engineers. This power factor is indicated with cos phi. Or it is defined as the ratio of true power to the apparent power. The ratio of true power to the apparent power is called power factor. So power factor is equal to true power by apparent power. True power formula, true power is VI cos phi. Apparent power VI. So these two will get cancelled. Then what we got? Cos phi. That's why power factor is denoted with cos phi. Or we can also define like this. This is the cosine of the angle between voltage and current. Power factor is nothing but the cosine of the angle between voltage and current, or it is a ratio of true power to the apparent power. Suppose if the phase angle difference between voltage and current increases, what happens to the power factor? Initially cos 0 degrees is there, next cos 90 degrees. The phase angle difference is increased. Then what happens to the power factor value? Cos 0 value is what? Am I audible? When cos 90? 0. So what happens to the power factor? It is decreasing. If the phase angle difference between the voltage and current increases, the power factor will reduce. Power factor increase aithe enti, decrease aithe manaki enti. So this power factor will play a very important role in the electrical appliances. If any electrical appliance has low power factor, then it consumes more electricity or more electrical energy from the supply. So that is the main disadvantage. So all the electrical appliances must have high power factor or nearly unity power factor. It should not have a low power factor. Low power factor ఉండకూడదు అంటే phase angle difference between voltage and current తక్కువ ఉండాలి. అది ఇంక్రీజ్ అయింది అంటే పవర్ ఫ్యాక్టర్ రెడ్యూస్ అయిపోతుంది. పవర్ ఫ్యాక్టర్ రెడ్యూస్ అవడం వల్ల ఎందుకు ఎనర్జీ ఎక్కువ కన్జ్యూమ్ చేస్తుంది? ఇన్ ద ప్రీవియస్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఐ టోల్డ్ యూ This is foam and this is drink, actual drink. Whenever the power factor reduced, this foam will increase and this part will be reduced. అంటే లాస్ పార్ట్ ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది, యాక్చువల్ మనం యూజ్ చేసుకునే ఎనర్జీ తక్కువ ఉంటుంది. ఇఫే ఇక్కడ కోక్ కాబట్టి దాంట్లో చెప్తున్నారు. అదే ఎలక్ట్రిసిటీ అయితే లాస్ ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది, మనం యూజ్ చేసుకునే ఎనర్జీ తక్కువ ఉంటుంది. అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది, ఆ ఎలక్ట్రికల్ అప్లయన్స్కి ఇంకా ఎక్కువ పవర్ కావాల్సి వస్తుంది కాబట్టి సప్లై నుంచి ఎక్కువ కరెంట్ డ్రా చేసుకుంటుంది. ఎందుకు, ఆల్మోస్ట్ మొత్తం వేస్ట్లో పోతుంది కదా, లాస్ అయిపోతుంది కదా. సో అది సాటిస్ఫాక్టరీగా ఆపరేట్ అవ్వాలి అంటే ఇట్ విల్ డ్రా మోర్ అమౌంట్ ఆఫ్ కరెంట్. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద డిసడ్వాంటేజ్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ లో పవర్ ఫ్యాక్టర్. Low power factor means losses will become very high. And this power factor will also depends upon the load. If the load is a resistive load or if it is an inductive load or capacitive load, what happens to the power factor? So I will discuss this in the next class. Do you have any doubts in the today's class? Is it clear? Adigun.